Welcome to the Explorer Dashboard series of videos. In this video, we will be showing how to compare system values between servers. It is sometimes necessary to be able to identify differences between servers. For example, you need to compare a problematic server against one that is up and running. Or you may need to compare a server to a master lab system to verify if the server has been updated or patched properly. Explorer Dashboard has a comparison tool that allows you to compare servers and to quickly identify differences. We will start by loading environment variables from two servers. We set the system value type to environment variables and select our first server, 201. And we load the environment variables from the server. Let's now take a look at server 202 and we load its environment variables. The system values table only shows you information from one server at a time. So to compare information between servers, we click on the Compare System Values button, and this opens up the Compare System Values window. We confirm the system value type, in this case environment variables. We select the server 201 as the primary server, and server 202 as the secondary server. Since the environment variables for these servers are already loaded, the table is populated with information from both servers. The rows containing information from the primary server are highlighted in purple, while the rows from the secondary server are highlighted in yellow. The system column contains the server's identity. Note that blank rows do not contain any highlight. These rows serve as a placeholder for information that is not present on a server. For example, row 25 shows that the system_prim environment variable appears on the primary server 201. Row 26 shows that this value does not exist on the secondary server 202. Similarly, row 35 indicates that system_sec does not exist on the primary server 201, while row 36 shows that system_sec exists on the secondary server 202. The row number column simply enumerates all the rows in the table. The record number column only enumerates actual records, so in this case, we have 34 cumulative records from the primary and secondary servers. In the status bar above, you will see that the primary server has one table loaded, and the secondary server also has one table loaded. For system values like environment variables which do not take parameters or criteria, the value can only be 0 not loaded or 1 loaded. If you wish to load or reload the values from the Compare System Values window, simply click on the Load System Values button. This will load the environment variables from both of the selected servers. Note that while processing, the status bar will show a status of loading for both the primary and secondary servers. Also, the table is cleared and the Loading System Values message is displayed. Once the system values are loaded, the table is updated with the information. Click the Info Comparison Details button to show the columns that are used to identify if a record is unique. These columns are denoted by *1 in brackets, and the columns that are used to determine if the record is equal on both the primary and secondary server. These columns are denoted by *2 in brackets. In the case of environment variables, the environment variable name column is used to identify whether the variable is unique, and the environment variable value column is used to determine whether the record is equal on both servers. The table headers contain the delimiters we have just described. The environment variable name column is denoted by *1, and the environment variable value column is denoted by *2. The filter drop-down allows you to filter which records are displayed in the table. This helps to isolate similarities and differences between the servers. The first filter is All Values. This is the current filter and displays all of the environment variables on the primary server and all of the environment variables on the secondary server. The next filter is All Values on Primary. This filter shows all of the environment variables on the primary server. Note all the rows are highlighted in purple and the system column shows server 201. The next filter is All Values on Secondary. This filter shows all of the environment variables on the secondary server. Note that all the rows are highlighted in yellow and the system column shows server 202. The next filter is Values on Both Systems. This filter shows all of the environment variables that are on both the primary and secondary servers. Environment variables that appear only on the primary or only on the secondary servers are not displayed. The next filter is Values Only on Primary. This filter shows all of the environment variables that are defined on the primary server but are not defined on the secondary server. The next filter is Values Only on Secondary. This filter shows all of the environment variables that are defined on the secondary server but are not defined on the primary server. The last two filters, Values Only on Primary and Values Only on Secondary, help identify missing variables. The next filter is Values on Both Systems that are equal. This filter shows all of the environment variables that are defined on the primary and on the secondary servers and whose values are equal on both servers. The last filter is Values on Both Systems that are not equal. This filter shows all of the environment variables that are defined on the primary and on the secondary servers and whose values are not equal on both servers. This filter helps identify cases where you have improperly configured variables. In our example, we have the system_common environment variable that is app_name on the primary server and app-name on the secondary server. This shows how we can easily identify differences between servers. The Compare System Values table can be used to compare all system value types. An in-depth comparison of all system values will be covered in a separate video. This concludes our video. Please make sure to watch the other Explorer Dashboard videos for more information. Thank you for watching.